Okay, so this is the second part of the series. Now, if you found what we have been learning about in class challenging, please don't be discouraged, don't be too concerned. The more you practice, the more you engage with programming and working on algorithmic thinking, the better you're going to get. Okay, trust me, I have sat at a computer. I'll give you an example. Last year, um, early last year, I had a bug in my own platform around interactions on the browsers. Such a pain. You got to worry about touch and mouse, keyboard, anyways. And I sat there for 18 hours trying to fix this up. Did I get it? No, I didn't. I wasted 18 hours. Also, I thought a few months later, it took me 5 minutes to fix it. All right, so I just want to say you will get there. If Mr. Weber can do it, you can do it as well. So we're going to jump. I think in my other video, I taught you how to do all the tile mapping. I think I'm 90% sure. So we're just going to go here and we're going to add the script. So we're going to do some programming. So you need to first of all change your name of this to player. And then we're going to add a new script here. I'm going to call it player move. Right there, it's not going to come up for me. It will come up straight for you because you don't have a script called player move. I do, so I'm just going to drag it here. And you'll see, oops. Go. There we go. So once you see it there, just double click. All right, and I'm going to start programming our thingamabob to move. There we go. So you're not going to see any of this, so I'm going to delete it. This is what we're going to be doing today. It's not too tricky. And if you don't understand exactly what we are typing, don't be worried either. The more you program, the more you get used to this stuff, the easier it becomes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write our first line of code. And remember, we are not in Python anymore. We are in C#. Okay, so the first thing we're going to type is rigid body 2D underscore rigid body. Make sure you spell everything the same, and also the uppercase and lower cases all matter, just like you've been taught in English. Now, instead of using full stops at the end of your lines or sentences in English, we're going to use semicolons. C#. We don't worry about indentation anymore, although indentation always looks good. It looks professional when we indent. It's not going to matter as much. So use semicolons. Do not worry about indentations. We're now going to, we want this to start straight away, and essentially what we want it to do is be able to grab a component, rigid body. We've got this component on our Unity, on our player. We want to be able to see, get the settings from that. Get component, rigid body 2D. See, please be very careful. See, even Mr. Weber just made a mistake. I do apologize. Make sure that is lowercase 2D. Excellent. And then use brackets like that. Oops, semicolon. Just testing to see if you guys are paying attention. Now, we're going to write a line of code here to see, get the axes if they use the left or right arrow key. So let's go bar movement is equal to input dot get axes horizontal. Make sure you spell, I can't stress that enough, it was not going to work if you spell horizontal as in horizontal or something like that. So now that we've got the axes, we're then going to transform the position. Transform position plus or equals to new vector 3 movement 0 0. And all that is saying is we're going to be moving it left or right based on those keys. This is the X here, that's the Y, and that's the Z. And we're going to be doing this a lot. So you'll get very familiar with this. Times by movement speed. Excellent. Now, it's not going to work right now because we need to define movement speed as well. So go back up here. Oh. And we're going to have a public float movement speed, and that's equal to 1. So we're going to be able to control. Public means that we can control it, or another code can control something. Private means that you can't actually modify these settings. So we want to be able to modify the movement speed. So let's go back to Unity now. Let's go back to our program here. You should have, I'm just going to wait a second. I've got an alien, not an alien, I've got a Razer laptop, and it's can, look at this. How slow is this? Just waiting. Goodness gracious. Hold on, busy for 21 seconds. I didn't buy a Razer to wait 21 seconds. Okay, make sure that you've got these components for your player, rigid body 2D, and box collider 2D. This is a 2D game, so please make sure. Now you've got your player script, and I'm just going to turn off a script that we are going to be using later on. Here we go. Of course. Wow, it's moving. This is so exciting. Now, if we want to change the speed, we can change the speed to 5. Let's see what happens if we change the speed to 5. Whoa, it moves so much faster. That's pretty cool. What if we change it to 500? Is this going to be funny? Oh, okay, that went faster than what I was expecting. So there you go. That is how you get it to move, and 500 might be a bit too fast. Now we're going to be able to change, or essentially allow the character to jump. So let's do that now. Go back to our player move code. If input dot get button, so we're going to get the button, is to jump, and we can change these buttons if we really want to. Please don't. I don't want to be debugging, spending 20 minutes and going, oh, why it's not working, and you've changed it to a shift key. Please don't do that. But Phil, if you want to, you can, but I am not going to be debugging if you have issues with changing the key. So just for the sake of simplicity, you don't need to change it to anything else. 0.001F. We want to check to see if they've actually stopped, if they're not moving. Then we're going to add an impulse and allow them to jump. So rigid body, calling rigid body again, we're going to add force. All right, so hopefully you've been paying attention in your physics classes or your science, if you're doing science, or Vector 2, sorry, because we're going to be adding force, all right, and not the Star Wars sort of force, the physics sort of force. It'd be really cool to actually build a physics engine, but sadly, I don't think we're going to get time, so we'll just use the Unity physics engine to do this for us. Make sure you have semicolons everywhere. You can never have too many semicolons. Okay. Let's hit play. Oh, I made a mistake. Jump force is not defined. There we go. See, look at that. So what does that mean? Well, we need to add a new variable, don't we? And Mr. Weber forgot. Public float jump force is equal to 1. Let's test that out. Jingos. This is... It must be because I'm on battery. Yeah, it must be. That's still ridiculous. All right, let's try again. Can we now jump? All right, I know there's a lot of suspense here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I guess that's a jump. Let's play around with that jump force. Let's make it 10. Oh, let's make it 100. That's probably a bit too powerful. Okay, let's do that again. Let's not do 100. I thought 100 smaller than 500, so it might be good enough. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's so slow. I'm not very patient. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So there we go. We're now moving X and Y, moving horizontally and vertically with jumping. Really cool stuff. We're going to finish today very soon. Um, you can see my beautiful level design. We're going to finish very soon. We're going to just have one more script, and you can see that here, but I'm going to remove that component, and we're going to add a new script on main camera. So if you were like, so what happened? Go to main camera. Also, check out the position here, the Z position. I've changed it to -10. So please do that as well. If things are missing, if you can't see things, do that. So then we add a new component, new script, and you guys are probably getting really good at this. And we're going to call this one camera follow. Yours will appear straight away, mine won't because I already have that script. So we then double click on that script. This is what we're going to write. It's pretty basic stuff. Just make sure it looks like that. All right, so delete. I forget if you've got to delete, but I don't think you have to. But if there's something that's not there, or if there's something that is there, just get it to here. Awesome. Now we're going to go void late update. And use not semicolons, curly brackets. Transform dot position target dot position plus offset. Now let's add the variables. Generally, we should be adding the variables first. So the first thing we need to do is we need to be able to say to the camera, follow this person, or follow this, not person, sorry, follow this object. And the way, there's a number of ways we can do it. The easiest way is just to make this a capital T. Transform target. There we go. So we're going to actually be telling it which object we want it to be following. Public float smooth smother speed equals 0.125, and we can also remember if it's public we can modify it and we can change it. So we're going to play around with these settings. Vector 3 offset. Cool. Let's go back. And now you should be able to see this here. Hopefully your computer's faster than mine. You can see that razor. Wait, what is this again? It's an alien. Damn it. It's a, what is my laptop? I just have a memory blank right now. I know the logo on the back, it's a Razer. Oh yeah. So this is clearly not an ad. Razer has not sponsored this video. So camera follow script right here. We're going to drag the player. Now you don't double click. If I click on this, it takes me to the settings of player. What I need to do is I click on main camera, I click on player, but I don't let it go. Keep it. Don't let it go. All right, and then we drag it to target. Whoa, isn't that amazing? Now let's change this. I think I changed this to 10. Let's press play and see what happens. Everything's disappeared. Make it -10. So just make that -10. And the camera will follow the player. So we're really now building the basics of a game, which is really exciting, I have to say. Yeah. So now, if we were to make it 100 and see where it goes, we're going to be able to see where it goes straight away and have complete knowledge of that. I'm interested to see how long it takes to come back down, or if it doesn't come down. It may not come down. It may. Oh yeah, there we go. Wow, went through the scene. So that's what we've built here. We've got the camera to follow. We've got the player moving. The next step is to add an enemy, and we will do that in the next video. So great work. Keep it up, and even if you struggle a little bit, it is totally fine. You will get there, and you'll be able to understand what's going on. So let's see if I change this to like 5. Is it going to be really jerky? Like it's going to go like that? It's going to be really slow. I'm just curious to see that. It's not. It's not too bad, is it? Just give me a second. I want to just see if I increase because it seems pretty smooth to me. What if I make it 001? You can see now it's a bit. You can see it was a bit stilted there. Anyways, see you guys next time.